It had been one of the hottest weeks of the year, and my pool had become my personal oasis. I'd spent hours fixing the pump, balancing the chemicals, and ensuring the water was just right for a quick dip after a long day on the ranch. I was finally ready to relax, so I climbed out of the cabin, grabbed my towel, and noticed something odd. Tire tracks leading straight up to the pool deck. My heart sank. Standing there, clipboard in hand, was Karen, looking as smug as ever. She had somehow managed to make her way onto my property again. "You're not allowed to use this pool," she announced, pointing at the water. "It's reserved for community residents, and you've been told." I cut her off, incredulous. "This is my land, Karen. My pool. My rules. Step off the property immediately." Her eyes narrowed, and she whipped out her phone, clearly planning to call the police. That's when I decided it was time to make a point. Over the years, I'd been considering draining the pool to save on maintenance and water costs while I was away for work trips. Karen's intrusion was the perfect excuse. Within an hour, the pool was drained, the chemicals neutralized, and the pumps shut down. The sparkling water was gone, leaving just an empty basin of blue tiles reflecting the harsh sun. By the time Karen realized what had happened, she was furious. "What did you do?" she yelled, stomping her feet as she backed away from the edge. I leaned against the railing, calm and measured. "I drained it. This is private property. If you're going to keep trying to enforce non-existent rules on my land, I'll make it clear you don't get access to anything." Her face went pale. For a moment, she seemed unsure, as if she had realized just how powerless she was. I didn't stop there. I installed a temporary security fence around the pool area and a new warning sign. "Private property pool closed to all unauthorized persons. Trespassers will be prosecuted." The next few days were a masterclass in petty HOA frustration. Karen tried calling neighbors to rally support, claiming I had destroyed community resources. But the neighbors quickly realized the pool was never theirs to begin with. Most just shook their heads and walked away. Even some of Karen's allies whispered about her overreach and questioned her leadership. By the time the sheriff responded to her frantic 911 calls, he shook his head. "Sir," he said to me, "you're well within your rights. She's trespassing and making false claims." The sheriff even suggested keeping cameras on the property, which I had already done. Every future attempt by Karen to interfere with my pool or any part of my property would be fully documented. Over the next few weeks, I refilled the pool, but only opened it to friends and family. Karen's intrusion had given me the perfect justification to enforce boundaries with zero risk. And every time I see her drive past my ranch, glancing at the sparkling water through the chain-link fence, I can't help but smile. She thought she could intimidate me into compliance. Instead, I took control of my own property, drained the pool as a warning, and proved that HOA overreach has consequences, sometimes very wet ones.